नमस्कार। श्री रामकृष्ण कथामृत कथामृतम तप्त जीवनम कविभिरीडितम कल्मषापहम श्रवणमंगलम श्रीमदाततम भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। श्री रामकृष्ण कथामृत प्रथम भाग तृतीय खंडो षष्ठ परिच्छेद, sixth chapter of the third section of Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita, first volume of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna in Bengali. And Sri M starts the sixth chapter also with another shlok from the Bhagavad Gita. Yatsvatmaratireva syat amrut atmatruptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. Now this is Karma Yoga, third chapter, third adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and shlok number 17, 17th verse of Karma Yoga. And what this shloka reads means like, Yaha is who is but, Atmaratihi, enjoying in the self, Eva only, Syat, maybe, Atmatruptaha Manavaha. Atmatruptaha is satisfied in the self. Cha and Manavaha, the man. Atmani evacha santushtaha. Atmani, in the self, eva, only, cha and santushtaha, contented, happy, blissful. Tasya is karyam, work to be done, na vidyate. It gets over. There is no need for the work. So the literal translation of this particular shlok is, the man who rejoices in the self is satisfied with the self and is centered in the self. The capital S, not the small s. For him, verily, there is no obligatory duty. The person who is absorbed in the Atman, for that person is who gets delighted only in the Atman. For that person, there is no need to do any obligatory duty. It is what Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna about in the Karma Yoga. The mind merged in Atman, there is no duty for that mind. And what Sri Ramakrishna says on this particular shlok, or what the saying of Sri Ramakrishna, which can be connected with the meaning of the shlok. The minute hand and the hour hand in a clock are interrelated. The minute hand and the hour hand, they are interrelated. That's what Sri Ramakrishna says. Though they appear separate, they get united also hourly. Every hour, the minute hand and the hour hand, they come together for a small fraction of a time, but they do come together and you see them as one. The Jivatman, and what Sri Ramakrishna further says, Jivatman and the Paramatman seem separate, but in time they get united. And when the Jivatman and the Paramatman get united, when this Jivatman gets united with the Paramatman, one with the ultimate Lord, then all the obligatory duties cease for that man. They stop for that man. So with that shlok, Sri M has started this chapter, and why he has started this chapter is because Sri Ramakrishna is talking about the symptoms of vision of God. Ishwar labher lokhon, shapta bhumi brahmogyan. Now Sri Ramakrishna is talking about the signs of God realization and seven planes and the knowledge of Brahman. It's a very intricate topic. The Chakra, as described in the scriptures. But Sri Ramakrishna has explained this complex and complicated truth so simply, in such simple words. Let us see what Sri Ramakrishna is going to tell. বেদে ব্রহ্মজ্ঞানীর নানা রকম অবস্থা বর্ণনা আছে. Sri Ramakrishna says in the Vedas describe the different stages of a knower of Brahman. What are those stages? Coming to that, Sri Ramakrishna says, Ganupoto bodo kothin pot. The path of knowledge is very intricate, is extremely difficult path. বিষয়ে বুদ্ধির কামিনী কাঞ্চনের আসক্তির লেশ মাত্র থাকলে জ্ঞান হয় না. Sri Ramakrishna says the path of knowledge is so difficult, so intricate, that even the least trace of worldliness, Vishaya Buddhi, Kamini Kanchone Ashoktir, even the least trace of desire for lust and greed, Leshomak Thakle, the just a fraction, least, the smallest part of that desire, even if it remains, Gan Hoena. One can never gain any knowledge. The attachment to lust and greed, what a small, minutest form like a tiny mustard seed. Even with that smallest attachment, you cannot get knowledge. This path is not for Yuga, Sri Ramakrishna says. A path, Kuli Juger Noe. This is not meant to be, practiced in the Kali Yuga. In the earlier ages where rishis and saints and seers, they spent hundreds and thousands of years in austerities, in attaining knowledge, in discriminating the real and the unreal. It could have been possible. But today, in this Kali Yuga, so many worldly attractions and temptations around, just when I start discriminating between the real and the unreal, from some tiny corner comes up the attachment for lust and greed, and the entire efforts goes waste. Again, restart. But then Sri Ramakrishna says, in this Kali Yuga, where we have so many temptations, the path of knowledge won't work. The path of knowledge won't work. Now, Sri Ramakrishna explains about 7 planes. এই সম্বন্ধে বেদে সপ্তভূমির কথা আছে. Now, connected with this, there is a description of the 7 planes or states of mind, where the mind dwells in the human body. What is it? যখন সংসারে মন থাকে, তখন লিঙ্গ, গুহ্য ও নাভি মনের বাসস্থান. And Sri Ramakrishna says, when the mind is dwelling on the worldly plane, সংসারে মন থাকে, on the worldly plane of enjoyment, that time, where is the mind located? তখন লিঙ্গ, sexual organ, গুহ্য, the organ of evacuation, ও নাভি, মনের বাসস্থান, and the uh, navel. These three are the dwelling places of the mind. The mind dwells only in these planes when it is attached to the worldly attachments. Samsare mon thake. When the mind is engrossed in the worldly attachment, its dwelling place in the body is the sexual organ, the organ of evacuation, and the navel. Remember those six chakras and the seventh plane. The sixth chakra is the bottommost chakra being the Muladhara. Then the Swadhisthana, and then the navel, that is Manipur. So the Thakur says, till the time the mind is engrossed in worldly attachment, it dwells in these three planes. And then মনক্ষণ ঊর্ধ্বদৃষ্টি থাকে না, কেবল কামিনী কাঞ্চনে মন থাকে. And at that particular state, when mind is totally engrossed in worldly attachments, it can't go up, it can't think of higher planes. And dwelling in these three planes of sexual organ, organ of evacuation, and the navel, the Mooladhara, the Swadhisthana, the Manipur, the mind thinks only of Kamini, Kanchon, the lust and greed. That is only it can think. It cannot think of higher things. And Monir Chaturtha Bhumi Hrudoye, the fourth plane of the mind is the heart, the Anahata. And now Sri Ramakrishna says, তখন প্রথম চৈতন্য হয়েছে, when the mind comes to the level of the heart. That is the first indication of spiritual illumination. We have celebrated the Guru Day on 1st of January, when Sri Ramakrishna blessed all his household devotees. That Chaitanya Hok, be spiritually illumined. What more can I say? And that is spiritual illumination that Sri Ramakrishna is talking about here, when the mind reaches the plane of heart, Anahata Chakra. That is when, it is the first sign of spiritual illumination, that mind gets above the planes where it is dwelling only in Kamini Kanchon, the lust and greed. আর চারিদিকে জ্যোতি দর্শন হয়ে, and when the mind comes to this Anahata Chakra, to this fourth plane, one sees light, divine light all around. তখন সে ভক্তি ঐশ্বরিক জ্যোতি দেখে অবাক হয়ে বলে, একই একই। তখন আর নিচের দিকে, সংসারের দিকে মন যায় না. And when the mind reaches this fourth plane, this is light are all around, a divine light. তখন সে ব্যক্তি ঐশ্বরিক জ্যোতি দেখে অবাক, and having seen that divine light, that divine effulgence, mind becomes wonderstruck, is amazed, and exclaims, what is this? What is this? That's that joy. Peace the mind has never ever experienced, having dwelt in those three lower planes. It is not aware that something of such a vastness, such an effulgence lies here in the plane of our heart. That is beyond its comprehension till the time it is enjoying all those lousy worldly attachments of lust and greed. And the moment it comes up, the moment it comes to the level of the heart, Anahata Chakra, it starts seeing that wonderful illumination. He gets that spiritual illumination for the first time. For the first ever time, he realizes there is some light, divine light. And then, stuck in that awe, stuck in that wonder of wonders, he starts exclaiming, "What is this? What is this? Oh my God, I never realized there could be this bliss. There could be this illumination. There could be this experience also." তখন নিচের দিকে মন যায় না, সংসারের দিকে মন যায় না. And then when it gets established in this plane of heart, then the mind doesn't feel like going to lower planes anymore, going to those worldly attachments, going to those lust and greed anymore. Then the mind happily wants to dwell in that Anahata Chakra. That is the as if end of all and all till the time the mind is here. Mind is not aware there is still some more peace and some more wonderful experience it is going to get as it climbs up. Just climbing the 3 steps, it has reached the heart and it has got so much of satisfaction, so much of bliss, so much of contentment. That is what happens when the heart reaches the fourth plane, the Anahata Chakra. And Thakur is going to explain more about what happens in the fifth, sixth chakras and the seventh plane. That we will have in our next reading. So, as of now, let us dwell in the plane of heart. Let us enjoy that spiritual illumination, the first insight of illumination. And let us just not think of going back to those 3 planes of Manipur, Swadhisthana, and Mooladhara. No, those planes we have crossed now. There is no more worldly enjoyment. We have come up to this level. Let us stay in this level for some more time. Let us enjoy that illumination. Let us enjoy that divine light. And with that, Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.